One day, the most played song on Spotify will be made in 11 seconds. No human touched it. Not a single voice. Not a single hand on a piano key. Not a single person sitting in a dark room at 2 a.m. trying to turn pain into something real. Just a prompt. And a machine that has listened to more music than any human ever could. We're not there yet, but we're closer than most people realize. And the musicians who can see it coming, they're already afraid. For as long as humans have existed, music was proof of something. Not talent, not skill. Proof that another person once felt exactly what you felt. Loneliness, love, grief, hope. Somehow, through speakers and headphones and vinyl and cassettes, those feelings survived the distance between two strangers. That's what music was. But AI doesn't feel any of those things. It just learned what patterns make humans feel them. And it turns out, that's enough. At first, nobody took it seriously. AI songs sounded strange. The lyrics made no sense. People laughed at robotic covers on TikTok. It looked like another internet trend. But while everyone was laughing, AI was learning. Then something changed overnight. In 2023, an AI-generated track using the cloned voices of two major artists appeared on streaming platforms. It wasn't tagged as AI. It just appeared. Millions of people listened to it. Not because it was a novelty, because it was actually good. That was the moment musicians realized this wasn't a gimmick. People were emotionally connecting to a performance that never happened, to a voice that was never really there. And once that happened, there was no going back. Think about Marcus, a session musician from Nashville, 12 years writing background music for commercials, podcasts, game soundtracks. In 2023, he lost 4 sync licensing contracts in a single month. Not to a younger composer, not to someone more talented, to an AI tool that generated 50 background tracks in an afternoon for less than $200. I didn't know how to compete with that, he said. You can't out-cheap a machine. Marcus isn't famous. You've never heard his name. But there are hundreds of thousands of people like him. Their careers aren't ending with announcements. There are no press releases, no farewell concerts. The world just stopped calling. And that silence, that's what the shift actually sounds like. This is not a story about AI. This is a story about what's left of us. Now here's the part that surprises most people. AI didn't just threaten musicians. It gave some of them superpowers. A bedroom producer in Jakarta with no label, no connections, no budget, can now generate a full orchestral arrangement in a weekend. Artists who couldn't afford studios are releasing albums. Indie songwriters are scoring films. Composers in countries that never had access to professional equipment are building careers. AI lowered the barrier. And for a moment, it felt democratic. But here's what nobody says next. When everyone can make professional music instantly, what happens to the value of professional music? When 10 million people can produce the same quality, the price doesn't go up. It collapses. So yes, AI gave more people access to creation. It just made creation worth less. The real damage isn't happening to the superstars. Taylor Swift will survive. So will Kendrick. So will Beyoncé. The ones disappearing are the people underneath. The middle class of music. For decades, thousands of musicians made stable income creating background music, commercial tracks, podcast intros, game audio, stock music. Not famous, just working. A company used to need a human for that. Now they type, upbeat corporate music, 90 seconds. The AI delivers in seconds. No licensing, no royalties, no calls back. Businesses don't even think about it as replacing someone. They just think, this is faster. And that's how revolutions happen. Not overnight. Not with headlines. With fewer invoices. Fewer callbacks. Fewer humans being paid to create. But here's the scenario nobody's talking about yet. A teenager uploads a song before school. By lunch, an AI has generated 40,000 variations of it. In different languages, different genres, different moods. None of them credit her. Some future kids may grow up listening to songs no other human has ever heard. Music made specifically for their brain. generated in real time, deleted after listening, not shared, not remembered, not part of any cultural moment, just consumed and gone. Imagine what that does to culture. For generations, music connected people together. One song could define an entire era. Everybody knew the words. Everybody remembered where they were when they first heard it. Some future kids may never grow up with a song everyone remembers. No shared moment. No. Where were you when you first heard that? Only your song. Generated once. Heard by no one else. Gone after listening. And that's where music stops being culture. Because part of what made it matter was knowing someone else felt the same thing. At the same time. With you. But here's the part that should actually scare you. A teenager falls asleep listening to music generated from her own therapy notes. The AI knows she's been anxious this week, that she cries at a specific chord progression, that she listens on repeat when she can't sleep. So it writes something for that exact version of her. Not for humanity, for her 2 a.m. Some AI systems may already know what song will make you cry before you do. The system learns you better than your closest friends. Then it writes music for that version of you. Our brains don't care if the emotion is real, only if it feels real. And AI is becoming very good at manufacturing that feeling on demand. There's a question the industry still doesn't know how to answer. Who owns a human voice? A voice is strange, personal, recognizable in seconds. For decades, that uniqueness was protected naturally. No one else could truly sound like them. AI destroyed that. Now a voice can be cloned, modified, generated endlessly. What happens when an artist dies and nothing changes? A label continues releasing new music forever. New albums, new collaborations, new performances built from old data. Fans hear their favorite artist again. But grief needs endings. Art matters partly because humans are temporary. A final album means something because it's final. When nothing ends anymore, culture begins to feel like a museum, where every voice echoes forever. But no one is actually there. The legal system has no answer for this. Every song AI learned from became training data. Every artist became influence. When AI generates a song, where did it come from? One artist? 1,000? The entire history of recorded music? Nobody agrees. And that question may never fully be resolved. Maybe this isn't the death of music. Maybe it's the death of ordinary music. The kind made quickly, consumed quickly, forgotten quickly. Maybe human-made music becomes more valuable precisely because of what it costs. The years, the failure, the heartbreak behind it. But Marcus used to wonder if his music was good enough. Now he wonders if the question matters anymore. The companies that used to pay him don't need good enough from a human. They need fast enough from a machine. Fast enough costs $200, not 12 years. Marcus still makes music, not for clients, not for contracts, just for himself, in the same darkroom, at 2 a.m. And when I asked him if he thought it still mattered, he didn't answer right away. He just said, I don't know who it's for anymore. For thousands of years, music was proof that another human was here, that they felt something, that they tried to say it out loud. AI can now make infinite music. Perfect music. Music that sounds like someone was here. The question is, will anyone still care that they weren't?